So, welcome back to an update on my VK4502. Obviously, I've done quite a bit. It should be visible. The noticeable differences is I've now added an addition of fenders from a Voyager kit, which you can see makes a big difference in the width of the vehicle as far as I'm concerned. The suspension is on, and although it is movable, I have to say it was harder to deal with than I expected. The alignment of the wheels to the sprockets is not very good on this kit. It's rather irritating too, because you discover it after everything's been glued on pretty tight. It's not hard to fix. I was able to do it within minutes, so it's no big deal. I'll live with it. The other thing that I've done was I made an interior, basically based it off of plans that I'd seen in the internet, but instead of using two Porsche engines, which seemed to have been rather pointless, they didn't work out well and broke down, I just put in what I based off of this larger Maybach V8 and added a couple of fuel cells to each side. And towards the front, I don't know if you can see it, but the drivetrain to run the two generators that sit under here, plus I've added a radiator inside of here too, which is not visible unless you really get it close. The same with the back. Unfortunately, there's not enough light. You can't see it. There are also two simulated motors to the rear, plus the exhaust pipes running up to an exhaust that is underneath this grill work, just like on the originally planned prototype, but basically similar to the way a Porsche Tiger P would have been. So this was based off a lot of drawings that I found on the internet. I figured that'll work out pretty well. And then there's a semi-completed interior, at least the floor, and then up towards the driver's compartment. Not much done in there. It won't be really visible, obviously. And the key is this has such a detailed turret that, well, I figure the rest of the interior is pointless. Aside from that, I had originally said that I was going to use the Trumpeter track links for the Ferdinand. I changed that in the meantime. I'm actually using the Elefant tracks from MasterClub. Since they're quite easily clicked together, they hold up fairly well. They are workable, which is obvious. These have been primered already. I'm sorry it's on a black background, but they've got really beautiful detail. They're nice and wide. The Trumpeter Ferdinand tracks were not wide enough. They fit the sprocket. They just looked like transport tracks on a Tiger, and I definitely did not want to see that. Other than that, I kind of got frustrated with some of these things when it came to the Voyager kit. You can't complain about this. The Voyager upgrade kit for the 4502 series, be it for Dragon or for example, it does fit on this Hobby Boss kit too, is incredible. It is full of lots of tiny bits and pieces. And I don't know, let me see if I can find some of them. I mean, some of them, I'm asking myself, how in God's name am I going to be able to even find some of these pieces? They're beautiful. They're tiny. They're intricate. They're little wing nuts. And they're fantastic, but whew, they're going to be rough. But most of them so far, for example, this little piece here, I don't know how well it can be seen. This is the support brace for the fenders. And this piece, beautifully marked, easily bent, no problems with it. The other parts for the support, oops, here. The other part for the support, quite easily bent. I don't think you can see that. Besides, yeah, there. The standard major pieces are really easy to work with, and I'm not going to complain about it one bit. I'm very impressed by this Voyager upgrade kit. It was definitely worth the money, and I don't think it cost all that much. I don't remember offhand, but it's worth the money, especially if you want more from the Hobby Boss kit than the way it is. Like I said, though, I came to a frustrating moment where it was like I was not going to touch the turret until I really got patient. So I threw together my Tamiya Doug. This kit I bought in like 1980, rough guessing. And it's been traveled through several countries, multiple places. It's been bashed, it's been beaten, but the kit has just been sitting around for years, and I finally decided to build it. And all things considered, when you consider how old the decals were, they didn't fall apart. They weren't even yellowed. The kit parts are still in one piece. Oh, and just one little mention. This has been weathered with literally a watercolor set and some kitchen flour, you know, to make bread with, and a little bit of cinnamon. And I really like how the exhaust pipe came out on this. I don't know how well that's going to focus in on it, but I really, really like how that turned out. And that was literally, I'll show you, literally done with a set of watercolors. These, all the weathering, and some flour. I did not have any pigments or any of these wonderful things that, sure, I wish I had the money for it, but I don't. So I learned how to do things my own way. And I'm pleased with the result. I think it turned out pretty good. Especially on the side skirts. Some of the weathering up here in the front. Oh yeah, I used a pencil too to do some of the metal effects. But the watercolors will naturally flow and collect on the bottom edges, and they just dragged the flour that I'd sprinkled over it before putting the watercolor. They dragged the flour down there and created these dust effects all by themselves. There wasn't anything that I really had to do. I just sprinkled flour on it, did a thin wash of white, watercolors, and managed to pull this dusty used effect out of it. And I'm pretty pleased with it. So I'll do another review with a couple of really good pictures on it, I'm sure, in the future. But I'm happy with it. And basically, it got me back into the groove to be able to continue making some more models and to start working some more on my unorthodox weathering techniques. So that's it basically for now. Oh, with one other exception. I bought some, where is it? I bought a couple of other kits. One of them being the VK1602, also from Hobby Boss. And I went and looked for some tracks for it. Found out that the Panther 5 Austrian D tracks will fit just fine. And when I got this, okay, I'm impressed. These tracks are really, really nice. But when I compare them with the ones that came for the Elephant, these are also from MasterClub, right? When I compare them to the ones that came from Elephant, these are not cleaned up as well. They're not as sturdy, and they expect me to put these little itty-bitty pins in there, into these tracks. I can't even see the damn hole in here, and they expect me to put a pin in that hole with nothing to hold it on to. Even Trumpeter does that better. So I'll probably end up using these more as a link-to-link track system for my 1602 than I will as an actual workable track like I'm going to have on the 4502. But just to note, although the quality of these parts are really good, they are not as good as the Elefant ones. I don't have any of the Elefant tracks laying around offhand, but the Elefant tracks were completely clean, no rough edges or anything. And I notice on each one of these Panther tracks, there are little leftover bits of like a sprue gate right here on this outer edge. Maybe in full screen mode you can see that, but it's just a little nub, a little bump, and it keeps them from going together easily. And this kind of irritated me because, I mean, yeah, okay, they weren't that expensive, 25 euros. They are very detailed. They fit really well once you clean them up, but they're a little fragile. And this pin system, as far as I'm concerned, that's ridiculous. I'll be happy if I can get my tweezers even onto one of them to try and get it in. But I am a patient person, so I will try it, no matter what comes. Anyway, that was basically everything for now. Oh, no, there I go again. That was not everything. I also picked up this kit on the cheap. Yes, I know. This Vesda kit is some 23 years old. You can get it for 13 euros. It's the ISU 122. The box art is beautiful. I'll probably cut the box art out and hang it on the wall. But the plastic of the kit is the old Vesda crap. I mean, look, it doesn't even have sponses. Yeah, I could have made my own too, but why bother? The funny thing is, it's got a slide molded barrel, which really looks good. It articulates really well. You can't complain about that. But the fit of the parts is abysmal. It's going to take a lot of work to be able to get a lot of these pieces really smoothly together so they look like they belong in a vehicle. And that kind of disappointed me. But like I said, fortunately it didn't cost much, so I'm not going to complain. It's only 13 euros. So that is all for now. I hope I could show something. And yeah, I'll be back soon, hopefully, with some more updates and 2 kit reviews. One of the Hobby Boss Leopard 2A5, because my stepson happens to drive one, and one of the Leopard BK1602, because I thought if I'm going to have one Leopard, I might as well get them all. So I'm going to start with the bottom one and work my way up through the Leopard 1. And anyway, that's all for now. Keep on modeling and have a nice day. Bye-bye.